Living in God's abundant grace in a world filled with challenges, stress, and uncertainty, it's easy to lose sight of God's abundant grace. But I want you to remember today that God's grace is always sufficient. His grace is what covers you when you fall, what lifts you when you're down. Grace is what sustains you when life becomes overwhelming. God's grace is never in short supply. No matter what you're facing right now, God's grace is enough. It is in the moments of struggle and difficulty that His grace is most evident. When you feel like you can't go on, His grace gives you the strength to keep going. When you're weary, His grace refreshes you. And when you stumble, His grace catches you. You don't have to earn it, you don't have to strive for it. It's a gift freely given, available to you at every moment. God's grace is not just for the good times. It's for the hard times too. When you feel like you're at the end of your road, His grace is enough to help you start again. Grace is what covers your mistakes, heals your brokenness, and restores your soul. So today, if you're feeling overwhelmed and discouraged, I want to remind you of the power of God's grace. It is there to help you through every challenge, every trial, and every obstacle. You don't have to face anything alone. God is with you, and His grace is sufficient to meet every need. There's nothing that can separate you from the love of God, and nothing that can take away His grace. Even when you feel like you've failed, His grace is there to lift you up and start again. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, God's grace is always ready to catch you. And when you accept His grace, you are free from guilt, shame, and fear. You are free to walk in His love, knowing that He has already forgiven you and made you whole. Grace is God's way of showing you His unconditional love. It is a reminder that you're not defined by your mistakes, but by His forgiveness. As you walk through your life, remember that God's grace is not a one-time gift. It's something you can experience every day. It's something that will never run out, no matter how many times you need it. When you fail, God's grace is there to pick you up. When you succeed, God's grace is there to keep you humble. When you're hurting, God's grace is there to heal you. Grace is not just about what God does for you, but about who He is. It's a reflection of His heart, His love, and His compassion for you. So today, I encourage you to rest in the sufficiency of God's grace. Allow it to refresh you, strengthen you, and give you peace. Meditation now. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect on the grace of God. Take a deep breath and let God's grace fill your heart. Feel His love surrounding you, washing over you. Let go of all guilt, shame, and fear, and accept His grace as the gift it is. Know that in this moment, you are forgiven, you are loved, and you're free. Let His grace heal you, restore you, and empower you to move forward. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, release any burden or weight you've been carrying. Allow God's grace to renew you from the inside out. Here's your challenge today. Think of an area in your life where you feel like you've fallen short or failed. Surrender that area to God and ask for His grace to work in you and through you. Know that His grace is sufficient for that situation, and trust that He is at work, even when you don't see it. Take a step of faith today, and allow God's grace to empower you to move forward with confidence. Let go of your burdens and trust that God's grace will guide you through every circumstance. Amen.